for television or to mount a play. It was 17 years before you made your next feature film, but you moved into television and made a lot of films for television, and a great number of people of your generation, my generation, were moving into television and doing very fine work then. Were you chafing? Were you saying, I'd really prefer to be making films, why am I stuck in television? Or were you enjoying this opportunity to meet an awful lot of viewers?
Well, it was great, that period. We now know that was a golden age of television, mostly at the BBC, complete freedom. You'd go in, they'd say, a producer would say, this is a slot, those are the dates, that's the budget, go and make a film. And it was absolutely perfect for my kind of exploratory filmmaking. But I, and indeed lots of us, would sit around grumbling week in, week out that we were making these films, that we'd say, can't we make them on 35mm? Why can't they have, a theatrical release? Well, the people out there in the world don't know we're making films. There's an idea that there is no British film industry and all this stuff is going on.
It's alive and well and in television.
Absolutely.
Keith, no, you always tell me to chew everything 72 times. But I don't think that can be right, because, for instance, you're chewing nuts now, and they have to be chewed 72 times because they're very hard. But earlier on I was eating mushroom, and I only got as far as 31, and it slipped down my throat quite naturally. So it doesn't always have to be 72 times, does it?
Can we talk about one or two of these? What about Nuts in May, for instance?
Nuts in May, it was a play at the theatre upstairs at the Royal Court called Wholesome Glory, in which Keith and Candice Marie entertain Keith's brother, Dennis, and terrorise him by making him sing this song, which was later transposed into the unfortunate Welsh teacher played by Tony O'Donnell.
Now, would you like to join in, Ray?
Well, I don't think so, really.
Yes, come along. You can sing the second and the fourth line with me, all right? I want to take you there, he said, I want to go with you. And then the last line is, I want to see the zoo, she said, I want to see the zoo. Now, I'll help you. All right, Candice Marie?
I want to see
Candice Marie's first line.
She said, I want to see the zoo.
I want to take you there, he said, I want to go with you. That's it.
I want to see.
Here we are, Ray. Ready?
And the tiger.
Here we are. I want to see the zoo, she said. I want to see the zoo. Well done, Ray. It's lovely.
And we'd made this play about 2 or 3 years previously, and the entire time we were doing it, we kept saying, we should get Keith and Candice Marie out into the countryside,
One day we did a 15-mile hike. Without Mike, it has to be said, we were in character, me and Roger, with our rucksacks on our back. And we had an ASM following us with a notebook, which really, if it could have been filmed, it would have been hilarious. Can you imagine these two actors, completely in character, doggedly, walking along the Lulworth Cove and wherever, with this poor girl traipsing behind us with a notebook and her anorak making notes on what we were doing and saying.
Of course, it's my only, in inverted commas, rural, non-urban film, but actually it's as urban a film as any film I've made, It's about all these urban people completely out of their depth in this alien environment.
And now stop what you're doing.
No! What the bleeding hell do you think you are?
I'm a good citizen who's aware of his responsibilities.
You're a bloody comedian, mate.
No, I'm not. Now stop what you're doing.
No! Look, I paid my money. You got no right to come telling me what to do.
Oh, I've got every right. I have the power to arrest you if I wanted to. Now stop making that fire.
You a copper?
No, but every citizen has the right to arrest another citizen who's breaking the law. Now be told.
What law am I breaking?
You're breaking the laws of the campsite and the laws of the country code.
By the mid-1970s, Alison Steadman was not only one of Leigh's closest collaborators, she was also his wife. 2 years later, heavily pregnant with their first child, she starred as Beverly, the suburban hostess of Leigh's most successful television play, Abigail's Party, which attracted a record audience for a drama of 16 million viewers.
Lawrence, would you put a record on for us, please?
Yeah, surely. What would we like to hear?
Demis Roussos.
No, Beverly. We don't want to listen to that fat Greek caterwauling all night.
Darling, not classical.
Light classical, just as a background. Sue, do you know James Galway?
Yes, I've heard him.
He's a very up-and-coming young flautist.
We were just doing a stage play, then we were doing it for television, and, we knew it was fun and everything, but we didn't know it was anything particular. And then suddenly, when, you know, the audience saw it, everyone was saying, oh, that was something different. They'd never seen anything quite like it before.
Tom, do you like Demis Roussos?
Yeah, he's all right.
He's fantastic, isn't he? So?
I don't know him, I'm afraid.
Oh, you'll like him. He's lovely.
So he's really great. So would you like to hear him?
Yes.
Yeah. Lawrence, Angela likes Demis Roussos. Tony likes Demis Roussos. I like Demis Roussos, and Sue would like to hear Demis Roussos. So please, do you think we could have Demis Roussos on?
Mike was accused of sneering at some people in the play, making these characters figures of fun, but I think that's ridiculous and unfair, and it really upsets me and annoys me when I hear that.
Were you surprised by that reaction then? Did you see it coming at all?
No, no, I didn't. When that first happened, I was very surprised by it. But there is a consistent reaction of that kind, and you know, I've sort of got. I think I've sort of got the hang of it, and on the whole, there's a remarkable consistency with which it comes from people who, in one form or another, are writers. And I think there's a wall of prejudice of some kind, which is to do with really not liking to accept that this is a legitimate kind of writing.
Abigail's Party, like Bleak Moments and Nuts in May, was adapted from a stage play. Earlier this year, it was restaged at the Hampstead Theatre in London, where it originally opened 25 years ago.
Well, if everybody wants to listen to Demis Roussos, then we'll put it on.
Tom, do you like Demis Roussos?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, he's fantastic, isn't he? Sue?
I don't know him, I'm afraid.
Oh, you'll like him. He's lovely.
Yes, Sue, he's really great. Sue, would you like to hear him?
Yes.
Lawrence, Angela likes Demis Roussos. Tony likes Demis Roussos. I like Demis Roussos. And Sue would like to hear Demis Roussos. So please, do you think we could have Demis Roussos on?
Yes.
Thank you.
The play is not primarily a satire on, aspirational behaviour. It is, a tragedy about, the breakdown of marriages and relationships.
When I saw it at the theatre the other night, and then I saw the television version again afterwards, what had happened at the theatre was that it seemed as if the actors had seen the television play again and again, and I'm choosing my words carefully here, taken their characters from the characters on the television to a remarkable extent, which I think says something about the way the characters are created in the first place. I might be wrong.
I think, first of all, it's not true that they've studied the television. In fact, at least one of them has never seen it, as a matter of fact.
Sure.
What is for sure is that anybody that understands the general territory of the play, I have to say, isn't, a bushman from the Kalahari, basically, can take that text and breathe life into it and wind up pretty close to where it came from. But you're right to say that the reason why what's there on the page is so specific a kind of formula is because of the three-dimensional way that the characters have been created. I think you're right.
Mm.
Would anybody mind if I turn this next track up? Because it's my favourite, it's Forever and Ever. And I'd like us all to hear it. Anybody mind?
No.
No? Great.
What's it in it? Fickle finger of fate. I mean, if you knew what was going to happen to you,